Guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all having a great day so far. So if you guys clicked on the title of this video, it's because you guys want to know a little bit more about exhausts and if an exhaust system is even worth it. This video is mainly for Mopars. As you guys can see, I have a Hellcat, but this kind of goes hand in hand with pretty much any car with if you're looking to get an aftermarket exhaust system. So this video is actually brought to you by all of you guys. So in my previous videos, the ones that I posted recently ever since I got my car back from the police after it being impounded for a year, a couple of you guys have noticed that my exhaust has gotten a little bit louder. And you're absolutely right, it has gotten louder. So I will go into detail explaining what exactly I did to the exhaust to get it to where it's sounding right now. It was a little bit quieter back when I first purchased the car. It was stock exhaust, and it was nice. It wasn't too quiet, but it wasn't loud either. I just wanted a little bit more aggressiveness to the exhaust. Obviously, as you guys can see, this is a Hellcat. So when you see a Hellcat on the road, you're assuming it's a loud car. It's a very powerful car, obviously. So I just wanted a little bit more growl, a little bit more roar out of the Hellcat. So I just decided to do something small with the exhaust. But this is coming from a guy. I've started off with a Challenger RT, then I got a Scat Pack, then I got my first Hellcat, and then this is actually my second Hellcat that I've had. So I pretty much I've had a track history of owning Mopars and just loud, fast cars as well. I wouldn't consider the RT fast, but I mean, I'm not saying the RTs aren't fast, but it's definitely not as fast as Hellcats or anything in that power range. But anyways, guys, I did have a couple exhaust systems on my very first Mopars that I owned. Full cat pack exhaust. I will be honest, I spent a pretty dime on them having the exhaust systems installed. I actually did the install myself. It was not too difficult to install exhaust systems, but it was definitely expensive to purchase. And ever since I got my first Hellcat, I decided to go a different route, a much cheaper route. And also, you're going to get the same noise, the same quality, the same sound as doing a full catback exhaust system, and you're going to be saving a ton of money. So I'm going to go into detail explaining what exactly I did to make this car sounding really good. But first off, let's do a cold start, and you guys can see how loud the car is. I haven't started the car in a couple days, so let's see how she goes. I forgot, I got to close the hood first. So now that you guys heard the exhaust and hear what it sounds like, obviously, yes, it is a cold start and we were in the garage, so it is echoing a little bit, but this is a very loud exhaust now. I only did one small thing to make it like this, and it wasn't get an exhaust system. I'll say that right now. So if you guys want to guess what exactly I did, you can drop a comment down below. But anyways, we're going to go into detail explaining what exactly I did, how much money I spent on it, and probably why you shouldn't buy an exhaust system. And then we're going to go for a little drive, go cruising, and I just want to go over a couple things as far as the exhaust. Is there any drone in the car? Is it loud at, idling, or when you're just cruising, is it loud, or is it too much, is it too little? I'm going to go into detail explaining all that stuff. So let's go ahead and go for a drive. I think I have to stop by the gas station first because I am out of gas.
Gallon for only $4. Wake up.
Alright guys, so as you can see, we're cruising right now. Windows are down, and you can't really hear the exhaust. I'm just cruising at normal speeds. I'm in 7th gear right now. But obviously, if you want to floor it a little bit and hear the exhaust, it's definitely up there. But when you're just cruising normal speeds, can't really hear much. Now, when you put the windows up, if you guys are worried about any kind of drone whatsoever, there is no drone in the car whatsoever. So I'm cruising right now, right? 7th gear. Honestly, you can't hear anything. Can't really hear much besides me going over the divider lines. But that's the one thing that I hated back when I had my first Challenger RT. I had a Flowmaster exhaust, right? And that Flowmaster, man, it was loud even at normal speeds, even if I was at 1500 RPMs and just trying to pick up a little bit of speed without flooring it. That exhaust was just loud. And the downside to that was the drone was absolutely terrible on the freeway. My whole cabin, I could just hear like a very loud buzzing exhaust noise, and I hated it. I absolutely hated it. And it doesn't make the car fun to drive if you're just trying to cruise when all you hear is just, you know, the exhaust sound inside of your car. So here, as you guys can see, I'll shut up for a sec. Nothing at all. But when you want to floor it, obviously it's very, very loud. You can make it very loud, but that's the thing that I like about this exhaust, is because it's very low key when you want it to be. When you're just cruising normal speeds, nobody can tell if the exhaust is very loud or not. Obviously it has a little bit of a deep rumble that's given, you know, it's a muscle car, it's a freaking Hellcat at that, so it's gonna have a little bit of a rumble anyways, but it's not, I don't think it's loud enough to get pulled over, especially if you guys live in California. California, you know, their exhaust laws is just some crazy stuff, man. They'll pull you over, give you a ticket, give you a state rev for exhaust. So I really like the route that I chose with my previous cars, and on top of with this car as well, just because it is a little bit more low-key when I need it to be, but when I want to let it loose, like for right now, it's very, very loud. So guys, the question is, what did I do to the exhaust to make it sound this good for only a very small fraction of the price? And I'll let you guys hear the audio real quick. So as you can tell, the exhaust still sounds very good even while idling, and all I did was a small mid-muffler delete. If you guys don't know how the exhaust system on these cars work, in the very front, obviously behind the headers, you have the cats, and then the mid-mufflers, obviously the middle mufflers are right in the middle, and then in the back, you have the resonators. Actually, it's right next to the tips. I don't know if you guys can see them, but these are the resonators, right? So all I did was cut the middle mufflers off and just straight piped that area. Obviously I took it to an exhaust shop. Rogers Exhaust in Fontana does great work. I've been taking all of my cars there, but literally guys, that's all I did was a mid muffler delete to make this car wake up just a little bit more, and it sounds great. I personally love the sound. It's not too loud, it's not too quiet either. I think it's just about right, and all I spent was $200 to do this mid muffler delete, compared to the amount of money that you're going to be spending on an exhaust system, which for a full catback exhaust, guys, you're looking at like at least $1,500. And then for the higher end ones, I know Corsa is probably around like $2,500. Same thing with MagnaFlow. Flowmaster I think is the cheapest at like $1,000 for like the cheapest version of it. So personally, my opinion, it's not really worth it to get an exhaust system. It's just kind of a waste of money, guys. And as far as the performance gains, I really don't think you're going to be seeing too much, at least any noticeable gains from putting a full catback exhaust on your car. I really don't think you're going to be seeing any like significant gains with an exhaust. So my piece of advice, just do a mid muffler delete or take off the resonators. On my old Hellcat, it was completely straight piped. It was completely straight piped, so no cats, no mid mufflers, no resonators, and that thing was seriously loud. And back then I just really liked loud. I had a bright red car and I just wanted everyone in the city to know when I was driving around. Now I'm definitely a little bit more subtle. I want to be a little bit more low-key, but I want to let it rip every now and then, right? And just hear the exhaust. So, and the other downside, if you guys own a Hellcat, you don't want your exhaust too loud, I would say, just because it overpowers the supercharger whine. And I think that's one of the main reasons why we got a Hellcat. It's just the supercharger whine is crazy. If you guys don't know, I added a JLT intake to my car. I'm gonna do a little rev for you guys. You guys can hear that? So I can still hear the supercharger whine. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it because the exhaust is still loud, but I'll do a couple drive-bys right now, little flybys, so you guys can hear the supercharger whine as well as the exhaust. It's a great combination between the two, and I highly recommend it if you guys have a Hellcat, or even if you guys don't even have a Hellcat. If you have the 392, the Scat Pack, the RT, mid muffler delete, I'll be honest, is the way to go. It's gonna wake up the car a little bit more, and you're gonna be saving a ton of more money. Ton of more money that you guys can be spending on other mods. You can spend that money on a tune, you can spend it on E85, doing something else to your car to get some more serious performance gains, because in my personal opinion, it's the waste of money. Trust me, I've gone through, I had the Flowmaster exhaust on my RT, and I had the Corsa exhaust as well. So I spent a good total of almost $5,000 on exhaust systems and didn't really get much out of it. Looking back now, it was a complete waste of money. So take my advice, guys. Don't get an exhaust system. Just do a mid muffler delete. And I'm gonna stop talking now. Let's go get some action. Go take some footage of me actually driving the car with the exhaust. You guys can hear how it sounds like. All right, hope you guys liked the exhaust clip as well as the drive-by that I did at the very end. I just rewatched it on video right now. I was like, wow, this exhaust really does sound nice, even on the camera. So the camera does do it justice. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, drop a comment down below. Let me know what videos you guys want to see in the future. In conclusion, stick with the mid-muffler delete. Don't do anything else. Don't buy an exhaust system. In my personal opinion, it's a waste of money. But anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video. Have a great one.